guys. Okay, I'm back, and so my name is Luba. If you don't know me, I am part of this channel, Gathered, that Yumiko and I started, and we're doing something different than we started out doing, where we filmed together all the time. Now we're gonna mix it up. So today I am going to try taking you along while I make a t-shirt pattern. So the pattern that I chose is this pattern. I'm actually not sure which company exactly it belongs to, because I found it on the Brindle and Twig website, which is a baby pattern company. And then they have, like, I think a sideline called Street Style, like a side brand maybe. Not sure, but I really like this pattern. I've made it once before, and I quite like it. So I'm gonna make a size medium. I think it's a bit roomy for me, but I like that. As I've mentioned before, I recently had a baby, and I wouldn't say that I'm about 10 pounds over my pre-pregnancy weight, and most things kind of still fit me a little bit, mostly, but I still, because things are different now for my body, I feel more comfortable in things that are more roomy and stretchy. So I'm going to reuse a fabric I already used in a previous video for a onesie. And I have a lot of it left over, and here's the fabric. Let me show you. And I'm so in love with this fabric. I have to say, I wasn't originally in love with the color. It's like mustard. That's not my color, but I think that the puppies on it definitely redeem it. I'm in love with the puppies. I can't stop looking at the puppies. So I have already traced the pattern, so that's all done. I just need to pin it and cut it out on the fabric. I'm not going to pre-wash the fabric. I'm not going to do that. The reason why is because I think it's a cotton lycra blend, so I don't think it needs to be pre-washed, because the lycra pretty much makes it so it doesn't shrink that much in the wash. And there's kind of a drawback to washing it first, in that it kind of loses its shape a little bit, so I have to make sure to realign it after it's washed. And I know that happens for most fabric, but it's particularly inconvenient for knit fabrics because they already stretch so much and they're already kind of unwieldy when cutting out. So I think I'm going to, because the pattern is linear, the puppies go kind of in a row, it's somewhat easy right now for me to just match up those rows and cut out on the grain and be sure that I'm on the grain. So I'm gonna not pre-wash. I'm gonna wash it afterwards. Okay, so I have my coffee in my favorite mug. This is a lobster mug I got in Maine. This is by far my favorite mug. Anyway, sorry. I mean, you're just gonna get some life stuff along with the sewing stuff in this video. Okay, so I'm just gonna go get started. Talk to you soon.
closing those shoulder seams. Okay guys, so here you can see me top stitching the sleeve hem. I forgot to do that before I attached the sleeves, so I did it afterwards.
Okay, hi guys. So it's the next day and I didn't get a chance to finish the t-shirt, but let me update you on where I am. So I have assembled it mostly. I have done the sleeves. I have not closed the side seams yet. I have not inserted the neckband yet. And I actually have to run in a second. But I wanted to tell you that I figured out one way I could try to align the underarm seams better, just because it's not a set-in sleeve. It's a sleeve that you put in before you close the side seams. And I decided that I was going to just, before I overlock it, because the problem was that under the presser foot in my industrial serger, it was hard for me to align the seams because there's very little control that I have. So I decided to just actually tack them on my machine first. So as you could see, this is me just tacking. I still have to overlock that seam. But, and you know, it's not perfect. I still need to kind of practice it. But it's better than it was before. I'm going to close the side seams and I'm going to insert the neckband, and I will update you on all of that once I come back.
Pinned the halfway point of the neckband so that I know where to match with the notch. And I pinned the center back of the neckband to this back seam of the t-shirt. And then I fit the rest of the band by stretching it to fit between the notches.
Hi guys. Okay, so I made 2 of these t-shirts. I finished this one that you saw me make. and I finished this purple one as well. So now I have two, and the main difference between the two is that on this one I made the back seam as the instructions say, and then on this one I actually omitted the back seam. There's no shaping to the back, so I'm not really sure why there's a back seam. It's just straight on the grain, and I think it's a nice touch. It's like a nice element in the back to have a seam, but I don't think it's has any value in terms of shaping. I really like this pattern. I really like how the t-shirts look on me. I think that they look very professional and smart. I know that some of the t-shirts out there that are popular, they have a little bit of like a twist on them. They have something fancy going on, either like an unusual neckline or a drop shoulder, or maybe they're a little bit more baggy, whereas what I was going for was just really like the kind of t-shirt that you could buy at Target or at Gap. And I think that this t-shirt really accomplishes that. I think it's very straightforward and easy to make. I think that if you had a stretch of time, I think you could probably make it within like an hour, especially once you have the pattern all traced out in the right size. So between like cutting out and having a finished product, you probably could do it in an hour. Here I use kind of like a different ribbing because the print wouldn't look good as a ribbing. So in this t-shirt I definitely reused the same fabric for both the neckband and the actual t-shirt. So be careful if you use this pattern and you have a print, especially one that's pretty fine. You can't find like a strip of fabric that doesn't have a print on it. Make sure that you match a neckband correctly. I don't think that this one is an ideal match. You could see that the neckband is actually quite a bit more saturated, mostly probably because it's not a print, it's actually like dyed, whereas this fabric is a print. You can tell because the other side, the wrong side, is white. Sorry, I'm just looking at the monitor making sure that I'm not needed. Okay, so one of the biggest issues that I had, and this is not like an issue with the pattern, this is an issue with maybe using just the serger to construct a garment, was that my serger was too fast for me to have enough precision to accurately match seams. So for example, in the armpit, like on the underarm, there's a cross section of seams, and it's nice when they come together. I still didn't quite do a good job, but I figured out a way to make it a lot better. Right here. I don't know if you could tell. Here it is, the cross section. So instead of just pinning it and going it straight into the serger, tack it on your regular sewing machine first and then put it through the serger without pins. That is a really good method for having more precision, because in my sewing machine, we pin all the time and we put it through under the presser foot, and so I'm really used to that motion, and my sewing machine tends to have a little bit more precision about like slowly stitching stitch by stitch. So that's what I did in order to match the seams. And as you could tell from, I don't know if you probably can't tell, but in the shots where I'm twirling, those are shots of the washed t-shirts. So I said in the very beginning that I didn't pre-wash my fabric. I cut into it unwashed, I sewed it up, constructed the garment, and then I washed it. And to be honest, I think that worked really well. I don't think that there were any consequences that were bad to that. This shirt still fits well, as I would expect. It didn't shrink because of the stretch. I think that worked well, and I avoided a lot of the issues that I could have had with pre-washing. Specifically, I've already tried pre-washing other fabrics, and they stretch. Sorry, my cat is... She finally found me sitting, so she has to sit on me. Oh, hi, sweetie. Do you want to say hi? Oh, hi. Hi. Right, so the other fabrics that I pre-washed, they ended up stretching weird, and I had to, in order to cut into them, I had to find the straight fold line again, which was a bit tricky. But these two shirts, this one and the one that I have on right now, I washed after I sewed it up, and I think because of the stretch, because of the lycra content, it worked out quite okay. So yeah, I really like this pattern. I'm definitely going to be making a lot more. I apologize that this sew along ended up using the exact same fabric that the onesie video had. I am trying to be better about not leaving tiny pieces of fabric in my stash that I don't know what to do with later. So I'm trying to use up as much of it as I can, especially if I plan something for it. I'm trying to use it up sooner rather than later. So anyways, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I hope that you try this pattern too, because I really like it. And please subscribe if you liked it, and please give me a thumbs up, and let me know in the comments if this format works, or if you enjoyed it, and if you have any other ideas for me to try, or maybe any other patterns that you'd like me to try. All right, thank you so much. Bye bye.